What's going on, everyone? This is your guy, Pat Bernard, with It's a Wrap Sports. It's the Wraparound with your guy. Yes, I am back on. No, it hasn't been pretty. I've been taking quite the hit this past summer. My computer crashed on me. Uh, Everyone knows what's going on with my old man, and I deeply, deeply want to say thank you to everyone who's reached out to me on a personal level. It's hasn't been easy. Like I said, this summer is. Yeah, what's up, Adam? Good. What's going on? It's nice to hear from you. And like I said, it hasn't been easy. And I want to say thank you to everyone who's reached out to me about me and my old man. Like I said, this summer's been rough for me. My computer crashed, and everyone knows computers are not. They're no. There's something they're not easy to buy. They are what you call pricey, especially when you want to get all the bells and whistles ready. Thank you, Adam. Appreciate it. But you know what? I'm glad to be here. First, I want to say thanks to my man Mike Laro, Steve, Al, for everyone, Matty B, the whole team. Um, who's really picked up my slack, and trust me, they carry me on their back. They do it every weekend. I really appreciate those guys. Um, I really do. It definitely means a lot when you have a good team that really works hard. And you've seen it now coming into It's a Wrap Sports. We indulged across the state, which I've been heavily invested in bringing in some guys called the Steel City Sports, Steelers post game shows. Yeah, what's up, Mickey? Um, we got Steel City Sports now, part of the family. And now with my guys, Will. John Phillips, radio legend out there in Pittsburgh, all part of the team now. Ed Quinn now part of the team. Tracy, those guys are bringing the Pittsburgh Sports Desk and the Green Iron Weekly. Oh man, we are now getting. Listen, it's a Wrap Sports. If you guys are looking to design and want to become the up and coming, fast paced, heavy hitting sports radio network, it's right here on It's a Wrap Sports because we're covering it all. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about. I don't see the score with me as of late. I seen Taiwan Walker on the hill. Let's talk a little Phillies. He's looking like Taiwan Walker doing Taiwan Walker things, just causing me nothing but gray hair per usual. Um, but other than that, this Phillies team hasn't been bad. I mean, Blake Snell carving this team up the other night. 12 Ks, only allowing 2 hits. Blake Snell, one of the best in the business right now. But I mean, other than that, I mean, this offense has been clicking all cylinders. Took 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers. We all know. Hey, Joey, what's up, brother? And I appreciate, yeah, Joe. Thank you so much. I definitely appreciate it. I didn't want to let you know did ignore it. I appreciate you, cousin Steve, everyone who's reached out to me. Been trying to keep an eye on me. Um, but yeah, I will in due time have everything back to where it is, um, in due time. But for right now, this is going to be my little office work. But let's talk. Like I said, let's get back to talking Phillies. The Phillies team has not been bad at all. Again, taking 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers. We all know they have a rough time playing out there in the desert. And I am a matter of fact, I am a fan looking at these Diamondbacks all throwback jerseys. I don't know what it is about this purple jersey, but I give it a green light. I usually it takes me a while to whether I'm going to stick to a jersey or not. And that's an automatic. That jersey is automatic. What's up, Ricky? It's Ross Sports. Yeah, what's up, third? What did he say? Third. Uh, 2-1 Arizona in the fourth. Thanks. Yeah, third. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Because the Phillies did, again, get a double. Alec Bohm got a double, bringing in Marsh again. And you know what? It's crazy when you look at this Phillies team. I think about, um, you know, when Trey Turner went down, this was going to be the real test of time for me with this team. And when I see that he went down, who was going to step up? And the bottom part of this lineup is stepping up. Like Brandon Marsh, Bryson Stott. Like those guys are starting to fill in the void. Max Kepler, Otto Kemp does not want to go back to Piggyland. That's been proven. And now Dave Dombrowski is going to have good problems to solve come this offseason. What's he going to do? And to me, the big question is, how's this team going to write the story? So, as a matter of fact, I think that's Matty B who chimed into the show. And I asked Matty B, and Matty B, pulled his hair out because I asked him this question. I'm going to ask the people too. So, and I know the Phillies haven't had all that great success. So, I got to say, if you had to rank Phillies managers, you probably have to go Dallas Green, Charlie Manuel, Rob Thompson, right? And don't quote me, I was only 7 when the Phillies went to the World Series in '93, but that was like a one-hit wonder. Phillies got help. Yes, they did. Bader, the playmaker. Cardinals are helping the Phillies 7-1. Yes, 7-1. Good, good. But where was I going? But yes, I was going with Rob Thompson. And to me, Rob Thompson has done this. It's crazy. The minute this guy screws up anywhere, we are the first to go wanting to drive him to the airport, wanting to get him out of here. He's the worst manager of all time. What's he still doing here, etc. And I get it. And if he does not write the story this summer, I mean this postseason, if he doesn't win the big one, a lot of questions are going to come asking. But he's not a terrible manager. Like, I don't get the mindset. Like, how many times as Phillies fans where sports through the summer is lifeless because we hang on to every game and every game's important for us. Like, you got to think what this guy has done with this franchise. You got to remember when he took over the helm, when this team was 12 games out. And usually when you're 12 games out of the race, you are considered cooked. Like that was a miracle run that he went on. A miracle run. I wish I had. I know I wrote it down. I think he only had. He just got by with like 66 wins that day. Here we go. I wrote it down. I got my notes for it. So in year 22, he's got 65 wins in a World Series trip. In 23, he's got 90 wins in the NLCS. Yes, he's backpedaled. And last year, he's got 95 wins, but also an NLDS. Now, he's already at the 92 mark, so he's going to pass his prime, but the record. But the story is to me, this has got to finish the story. And now, like, like watching Lazardo pitch it, the other night, kind of scares you. Aaron Nola, his last outing didn't go so well. Like, you're relying on this offense to get you out of trouble, and that could be scaresome. Like, I'm pretty sure we're going to get a little bit more of a sample size out of Walker Bueller. But to me, you need this offense to click on all cylinders. And you need this offense to come through every night. Every night in the postseason. Like if the Phillies offense can carry it for you, great. I mean, if need they need that. I'm sorry there. I don't know what happened there. Um, but what was I saying there? Yes. I don't know. Giants are winning 1-0 over the Dodgers. Good. That's good to hear. But again, Yeah, like I said, Rob Thompson to me deserves the rose petals. And if this offense can finish the story, can get over the promised land, Kyle Schwarber then then has earned his big payday. Bryce Harper. I was listening to Matty B the other day, questioning Bryce Harper's integrity. It sounded like you need Bryce Harper to be superb. You need again everyone to come through. And again, the Phillies are kind of showing what they're showing you their deck of cards already for the future. They believe in Otto Kemp. They're not going to need a Alec Bohm for next year. Um, they're not going to need a Nick Castellanos. They now have played a handful of games without him. He's not an everyday player now. And I like Nick Castellanos. He's very aggressive at the plate. Sometimes high risk, low reward. Being that aggressive hitter pays off. I mean, again, to me, the only way the Phillies can really hurt themselves is the pitching staff. Like if you get a cold chilling Aaron Nola, you'll be a okay. If the starting pitchers can and Christopher Sanchez and Suarez, if they can become machines for you, then you'll be a okay. Because again, you stack this offense against any offense in the NL, and it's other than the Brew Crew. And mind you, we're only 3 games out from taking over first. But if you can hang with the Brew Crew, to me, and maybe I'm being that much optimistic, not really. Maybe I'm overlooking the AL. Maybe I'm overlooking Toronto. But again, to me, this team is that dangerous. It's going to be hard for a team to put this. So when the Turner comes back, do you keep Bader near the top of the lineup? Yes, you do. You keep Master Bader all. You keep on playing with him at the top. You keep on playing with your Master Bader up at the top. Um, but no, all seriously, if you get a healthy Trey Turner would be one, and you put him at two. You put him right at two. Put a Harrison Bader at two, Bryce Harper at three, and Schwarber at four. Keep don't shake up too much. You're doing just fine. And now you can kind of like role play it between the three of the middle of the meat lineup between Alec Bohm, Otto Kemp, Nick Castellanos. You could rotate those three into the lineup. And like I said, I mean, Otto, they're showing you life kind of going forward without Nicky Castellanos. But however, I want to get back to the main topic of where do you see Rob Thompson? Where do you see him? Does he deserve to be a on your Mount? Maybe Mount Rushmore's pushing it because that's the question I originally asked, and he does not. He definitely deserves to be a top four or a top five. Maybe he is in your Mount Rushmore of Phillies managers. Like we've been there. Like we don't get the Phillies baseball seasons and eras. Like those roller coasters don't come around that often. Like the good rides, anyway. Like for me, like again, look at my timeline when I was a little guy. I've only experienced 3 good runs with this team. 93, that miracle team, the '07 to '11 team, and now 3 times. And then God bless the older generations who's seen the '80s and '83 teams, who got to experience the original World Series. I condemn you for that. Great. I wasn't around. I was just a hair on my dad's chest at that time. You know what I mean? That's where I was at. But again, I think people need to start really throwing Rod Thompson his credit. He's not, and if he does write the story right, do you rank him there with Charlie? Because Charlie, I mean, yes, Charlie's been the two. He got one off the back of back, but if he get, it's kind of like they got kind of got the same resume because Topper's been the one already, so he needs to climb over the fence. And to me, I mean, you could put him in the conversations at two, right? I mean, he's not a dumb baseball guy. Thompson, my top four Phillies manager, absolutely, he should be Joe. Because like we look at Philadelphia sports, right? We look at the tiers. We look at championship coaches. Then we have coaches who make the playoffs all the time, and then we have the terrible coaches, tier three, the mediocre coaches. Like tier one would be for me Nick Sirianni, Fred Shiro. You could possibly put Dougie P in there because he got the rock to show for it. And it was only a 3-year span, but still a rock's a rock. Um, what who else would be in there? But not too many. Doug, Billy Cunningham. Or not too many. Um, Dallas Green. I'm sorry. Not too many managers and championship coaches in this town. But the Rock kind of puts you up in that tier one kind of a deal. Then you have playoff ones. You have Andy Reid. You have Jim Curtin of the Philadelphia Union. Jim Curtin's been the head coach of the Philadelphia Union for 14 years. Been to the dance, but nothing paid off. Peter Laviolette, I would put in tier two of coaches. Been to the dance, had a nice little thing going with the Philadelphia Flyers from what, uh, 2010, 20. When was it? I think it was like only 2 or 3 years. His window. Larry Brown, you could put that in there. His little run he had with AI. So I mean, again, like I said, that would probably be my tier two coaches in this town. Larry Brown, yep, Larry Brown would be in there. But then again, you get like the mediocre ones: Chip Kelly, Rich Kotite, um, so forth. There's been but like I said, this is why we need to appreciate Topper. Appreciate him, like, and I get it. There's guys in this town. Everyone knows me. I enjoy soccer and I enjoy lacrosse, but not everyone. It's not everyone's cup of tea. It's just what it is. It is what it is. And some guys live off baseball. Some guys just stick to the 4-4, and that's okay. Um, so they kind of if their baseball stinks, their summer stinks. So, but anyway, if anyone can, please update me the score on with the Phillies and let me know what they're doing. Um, and how they surviving out there in the desert because they usually. What's up, Dave? Jimmy Lino was a solid 76ers coach. Yes, he was. He was Dave. Thank you. Thanks for chiming in. Jay Wright. Yeah, see, Joe, I didn't want to go the college rank. Obviously, Jay Wright would be an untouchable. Jay Wright, of course, is the Philly coach, college coach legend. He ranks tier one for Philadelphia college coaches. And I have a big guest, speaking of when college hoops comes around. I have a big guest going to be joining the program coming up soon. But again, like I said, when I look at coaches, it's still 2-1 things. It's a wrap. Um, but like I said, Philadelphia coaches, we're 2-1 things. Dave, wh- where do you see Rob Thompson? That's going to be the big question tonight. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, he look what he's done with this team throughout the course of the summer. He took Kyle Schwarber out of his comfort zone, put him in cleanup duties. He took Bryson Stott, who was pretty much your leadoff man last year. He was struggling. Okay, we'll send you down to ninth. The guy's become a nonstop hitting machine. Trey Turner goes down. We put Harrison Bader in there. The front office made a couple decent moves, bringing Horan Durant. You lose Zach Wheeler, and this team is still going. It's time for this Phillies lineup it's time for this Phillies to write their story. And I think the only thing that can really hurt this team is the starting pitching. Because if you don't get we all know Jesus Luzardo has been up and down this entire summer. Aaron Nola has been a huge question mark. Christopher Sanchez has been your best after Wheeler. Ranger Suarez has been up and down. So, I mean, you need all these guys to be on their ups because we all know, we saw it the other time with Nola, his last game. He had one bad inning and it turned into a snowball effect. And you can't have that. And you can't have that at all. So, anyway, guys, I'm going to shift gears here. It's time for me to play with my bird, the Eagles. Let's talk little Eagles. All right? Let's talk about the Eagles. Let's talk about those Philadelphia Eagles because the Eagles will be.
Pause.
That was not, well. That would be the voice of near God. This would be the Satan's brother Sam. I meant Slayer. I meant Mike Laro. Um, uh, Bader 2 for 2 went yard. He's the man, isn't he? He is the man. Uh,
2-2. Bader home run.
Bader, I love Bader's approach. He reminds me. I love the way he comes out. He reminds me, Mike. Doesn't he remind you like the Rockers? He reminds me like the Shawn Michaels Rockers look. He comes out with the purple long bandana. You know, man, that's pretty cool. I think that's cool.
You know, Pat, I was just going to sit in the shadows, but then you had to go and call me on here. Okay. I'm producing, guys, for Pat.
Yes, yes.
So, yeah, Bader just went yard, and I'm going to get my ugly mug off of this camera because I am tired. So, I will be seeing you guys Sunday morning. But, yeah, I'm going to make an appearance on the wraparound. Yeah, 2-2. Bader just went yard. And your Mount Rushmore, but Robbie, let him win one. Or let him win one. Then
is he not there now, though?
No.
No. In Philly's history?
No.
Who's there?
Who's there? Let's see. Dallas Green.
Well,
he's ahead of him. Let's see. We'll go Jim Fergozzi. Because Fergozzi got. Yeah. Fergozzi.
No. Fergozzi's not ahead of him.
Okay. That's all right. You mean Phillies managers? Ooh, wow. Let's see.
Yeah, there's not tons.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to go back, I guess you would have to go back in the day. Maybe like Connie Mack. You know,
I was before.
Oh no, Connie Mack was the A's. My bad. I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe we should bring it up to Uncle Matt. And that was me commenting as it's a wrap.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't Maddie. But hold on. Why I got you on here? Since the Phillies are playing out on the West Coast, make sure you guys tune in because it's Friday nights with Al. I think he said he's bringing pizza. So make sure you guys get on him about that. And
pizza in his pants.
Yes. I'm gonna run through this lineup real quick there for you, Patrick. Again, starting on Wednesday nights, me and Paul Spencer. That's right, props, locks, and parlays. Make sure you guys tune in for that. We'll be cutting down all the best lines of the week, prop bets. And of course, it's for entertainment purposes only. Every Sunday through Thursday, that's right. The Final Word with Matty B. Make sure you tune in for that. Matty will have you covered. Of course, he does his This Day in Philadelphia Sports History. Thursday's kind of a big day for us. We have the Attacking Third at 9 p.m. with Pat and Steve
Yes. Yes.
Fuentes.
Is that how
Make
you
sure,
say his name?
yeah, that's how you say his name. And right before them, the Birds Blast with Kyle Quinn. Make sure you guys tune in for that. And I do believe it is
The
Gridiron
Gridiron Gangs at
the
8.
Gridiron Weekly at 8. I checked into them last night. I would love to get them guys to come on Props, Locks, and Parlays as well. We might be extending an invitation out to those boys over there. And of course, I believe Wednesdays, just following us on Props, Locks, and Parlays, is the Pittsburgh Sports Desk. Make sure you guys tune in for that. Sunday, we got you covered, guys. That's right. Steelers pre and post game. Steel City Sundays with Will and the rest of the crew. Make sure you guys tune in to them. If you are a fan of the Pittsburgh Steelers, tune in
Yes.
for them. They'll have you covered, lock, stock, and barrel. Of course, we have the Birds fly by right after the final whistle against Eagles Rams this week. And Pat, you and Al, we get it started on Sunday morning
Yes. Yes.
with P&M and the AM. So make sure you guys tune in for that. All right, I made my cameo.
Yes.
I'll see you guys Sunday morning.
All right, all right, all right. Well, listen, it's so let's. Mike's just popped his head on. Me and Mike will have a lot to talk about. I'm going to talk a little about the Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles again getting ready to gear up against the LA Rams, and I want to know a little bit from you guys. I want to know what you're feeling. I get it. A lot of people think this Eagles team is just going to dominate games and look for high-powered offenses. And you got to remember, you're not going to get the same old teams. Head coaches, offensive coordinators are going to get offered head coaching jobs, and you get like that from the Shane Steichens. And now, again, Kevin Patullo, people are not a fan of his playbook so far. I've been talking with a couple people. Here goes my man Dave Arnold. Dave Arnold goes, yeah, but see, Dave, you're going all Philadelphia sports. I'm just talking about. He says 1 Green, 2 Cunningham, 3 Verl, 4 Brown, 5 Manuel. Yeah, but see, Dave, you're mixing it up. You're mixing in Philadelphia sports. I'm talking about Phillies, particular, just the Phils. Again, I have Dallas. The only two people I have in front of Ron Thompson as current are Charlie and Dallas Green. The Rocks solidify it. But postseason, this is now his fourth postseason trip. His fourth. So you got to, have that in there. But again, talking about, the Eagles offense, again, you're not seeing many touches from A.J. Brown. I think he only had 5 catches for 28 yards. Again, he's not getting the big explosive plays. We're getting that from, Devontae Smith. Again, got to give him more influence. He needs to make the big explosive plays. Yeah, he's making great catches with one hand, but again, he's got to get involved a little bit more. He's got to become explosive. I know he's bothering a lot of fantasy football owners right about now, but it is what it is. Again, Jalen Hurts only over 100 yards of passing last week. It was run heavy in the first half. Again, you got to credit Kansas City. You knew Kansas City was going to play the Birds tough. This was not going to be an easy game. They were going to try to take away Jalen Hurts' targets. They were going to try to shut down everything. And I preferred Jalen. I know a lot of people say, oh, Eagles beat the Rams in a blowout. And well, yeah. Listen, that NFC was it divisional game was nuts last year in the snow. But again, that's going to be another team looking for revenge. Kansas City, obviously looking for revenge. They didn't want to face an 0-2. The defense gets to Stafford. Listen, I Joe, I'm going to get to that in a minute because you kind of got to pump the brakes a little bit. Stafford's got weapons. Last week he was 23 for 33 for completions, 298 yards, 2 TDs, and 1 interception. Like he's got Devontae Adams out there. He's got Puka. The guy's still got weapons. And Puka last week had 8 completions for 91 yards. Devontae Adams had 6 catches for 106 yards. I get it. This is a Tennessee Titans team that they played. I get it. They're coming into Philadelphia. But listen, that's another team that wants taste of revenge. And they're not a bad team. They're two. This is one of my games of the week. They're 2-0 for a reason. They're 2-0. They want revenge here. Credit, yes. Have the Eagles had the upper hand so far? Absolutely. And in the last of their meetings, the Birds have come on top. Sean McVay is not that great against the Birds. He always comes up short against the Birds. He needs to prove. He needs to right that story wrong. But again, and the only thing that does worry me about this Eagles secondary, you're starting to see a lot of teams move up and down. And in credit, they played better last week. Yo, my man RC, what's up, brother? Bro, you look like you lost weight. Yeah, dude, I'm down to 170, my man. So happy to hear about your dad. Thanks, bro. Thanks. That's my man Ryan. My man, Dr. Ruthless. But anyway, again, the Birds secondary, like I said, played better last week. I saw Patrick Mahomes have like one decent explosive play, but still, Travis Kelsey was still able to move it down the field a little bit. And you had, like I said, it had expected. This was a Kansas City Chiefs that didn't want to face 0-2. Could you see it? I mean, who would have thought? I mean, they're in a predicament now. It's them or the Giants this Sunday night. It's going to face an 0-3. It's going to go 0-3 already. I mean, pretty much 2 more losses after that. You're in a you're already thinking about next year.
Pat, I got to jump on with it real quick.
Why?
You were talking about this Giants game. Believe it or not,
you just going to come in and just flop it.
Listen, I have to, man. You're talking about football. You know that's my area.
I know.
Okay, listen, bro. I took the Giants and the 6 points as one of my games of the week on props, locks, and parlays. They're getting a touchdown. They're actually getting 6.5, I believe. Hold on, I got my notes right here from the other night. They're getting 6 points. Okay. I like the Giants to win this game outright. What did Kansas City show us? I know they get Xavier Worthy back this week.
Yeah, right.
But he's still a little banged up, and I love the Giants in this game. Watch out for if
do you?
Yes, I do. I love the Giants in this game, and I'm going to tell you right now, Wendell Robinson. That is the guy. If you're going to do your little prop bets, take Wendell Robinson to score. Wendell Robinson to score a touchdown. And I hear you talking about the Rams, too. Getting back to the Birds and Rams game, just keep in mind with this, okay. The Rams do have a very good defense, but they are a light defense. They're not a heavy defense. This is why the Eagles were able to run on them a year ago and run over them very well. I think the Eagles can do it again. The Rams struggled. The Rams struggled at home against a Houston Texans team that can't score. They're down players as well. So, take that into consideration. And you're also getting Dallas Goedert back this week too. So
yes, I did. I got that in my notes. Goddard's back in the house, which is going to help. Jalen Hurts make those big plays. Give him more options to throw the ball to. I'm a little worried about this Kevin Patullo's playbook a little bit.
I'm not because listen, look at what he's done with Jalen Hurts. He's put him in safe, comfortable throws. Yes, Jalen's not getting the yardage. Okay, that's going to come. I mean, if anything showed last year, just take a look at last year when we had Kellen Moore. The offense wasn't clicking in the first 4 games. And guess what? The way the preseason is now, week 4 is probably when guys are really starting to feel the burn. So if the Eagles can get to 4-0 or 3-1 within the first 4 weeks of not really being together, I'll tell you what is together is that defense. That defense is nasty. Our line now with the addition of Zadarius Smith on the edge, that has really helped out. The guy only played 20 plays last week, Pat. He had so many quarterback pressures in there, and he ended up with a half a sack. Another guy, Josh Uche, his pressures on the downs that he was in was damn near every play. Every play that Josh Uche was in, almost every play, Pro Football Focus said it this week. He was getting pressure on Patrick Mahomes. And Matthew Stafford's not Patrick Mahomes. I mean,
True. True.
he's not going to get out and run. Well, I will say this about this Rams team, though. They got a nice complementary of weapons on the offense. Kyron Williams running the football, Tyler Higbee at the tight end
Yeah.
position. You have Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua now on the outside. So they do have the Eagles defense will have it cut out for them this week. But I like this Eagles offensive line against their defensive line. They have shown not once but twice that they can push this defensive line around. And if that's going to be the case, they're in for a long day.
Well,
And Saquon hasn't busted one yet. He hasn't had a big game yet. He's due for one.
yeah, and you're right. And like I said, when I look at the rest of the division, I don't see it, it's hard for me because I want to say the Eagles may have the toughest challenge ahead compared to the Cowboys have the Bears. The Commanders may be up for their challenges too because they're not going to have Danielson with them going into facing the Raiders, and then you have the Giants also are going to have to face Kansas City, and Kansas City are going to have to. They need to fight because if they don't, it's not. They're gonna be in some trouble.
Listen, Kansas City's going to be 0-3 looking at a date with the Ravens. I'm sorry. I truly believe that. I think if Russell Wilson and that Giants team play the way they did a week ago against Dallas, they are going to beat the Chiefs. Like, they are not scared. Russell Wilson's not going to be scared to throw the ball downfield.
It's crazy because to me, it's really a win-win for the Giants because the Giants are going to look at it like, all right, if we lose, no matter how we lose, Russell's hitting the bench and we're bringing our kid in. If we win, all right, that buys him a little bit more time. That's all it is. It's a win-win for the Giants because they're going to know what they have coming off that bench for the young kid. So again, it's going to be a lot of fun though. But again, back to the Birds. 1 o'clock start time. Again, Sean McVay has not looked good against the Birds. He's actually come up short against the Birds. He does not play well. I mean, he's all hype coming into Philly, but again, whether it's Philly or LA, he's come up on the short end of the stick. So again, he needs to prove that wrong. Like you said, will our secondary guys be able to hang with the outsides of the Pukas and the Adams and everything, all the weapons that Matt Stafford's going to have presented to him? I think Joe Howe said it best. You have to get to Matt Stafford early and rattle his cage in order and just let him make mistakes on his own.
Yeah, you're going to. But I'll tell you what, I think it's going to be a lot higher scoring than people think that they thought this game was going to be.
All right.
Like, look for Jalen Hurts to break out in this game. They're going to be able to throw the ball. I will tell you, the Rams' first two opponents have been a really banged up Houston team, okay, and Tennessee. And I'll tell you what, that Tennessee defense for 3 quarters corralled them. The only reason they ran out of gas, okay, that's it. I watched the game, and I'll tell you this now: the Eagles are not the Titans. The Eagles can run the football. The Eagles will continue to run the football. And I'll tell you what, Tennessee was gashing them. Tony Pollard was gashing them a week ago. What do you think is going to happen when they get a heavy dose of Saquon Barkley? And, oh, by the way, when he gets tired, guess who's coming in? A.J. Dillon. And guess who else is going to be able to come in and spell them for a few? Tank Bigsby.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's just going to keep going on and on. It's like they went from, getting a 5-pound sledgehammer to a 10-pound sledgehammer to a 2.5-pound sledgehammer.
Right.
So either which way, they're going to get pounded. So the Eagles can run the ball on this team. They've shown they can run the ball on this team. I don't have no fear now. I don't think the Eagles are going to lose this game. For me, when I looked at the schedule early on, I thought their first loss would come next week at Tampa. Tampa, for some odd reason, has their number. But I think the Eagles can win this game. I really, truly do. And I think they can put up a lot more points than people think that they can. The question is going to be our defense. If our line gets home, Stafford's going to have a long day. And, again, if you're for your viewers, I'm going to get off here now, let you finish rambling on.
Okay.
But you know, because I know you're getting ready to talk wings, guys. I'm gonna tell you this right now. My three picks in the NFL this week, I took Jacksonville -1.5. They are at home, and they're playing Houston. I took Arizona +2.5 over those fraud 49ers, over the fraud 49ers and Mac Jones, and I took the New York Football Giants next Sunday night at home in the North Jersey in the Big Snoopy. Okay,
Mhm.
I took them with getting 6. They are my picks going into next week. So again, Pat, I'm going to go over these again on Sunday morning. I also got a couple prop bets
Sure.
I'm going to throw out there for people to maybe make a little coinage on there for entertainment purposes only. But make sure you guys tune in. Pat, thank you again for having me on here. I'm going to go and take my
Outer
shirt off
space.
now. Yeah, I'm
Hey,
going to
hey,
go.
listen, that's fine.
Yeah. You know, it's Friday night, so I can do whatever I want.
It's my normal. It's the norm. But anyway, yes, I am going to talk Philadelphia Wings. Here goes Joe Hale goes. I think the running game opens up the play action passes. Very good point. Very good point, Joe Hale. This is why you're the man, the myth, the legend. One Green, two Manuel, three Owens, four. No, come on, man. I love you, Dave, but that's your opinion. I'm not gonna say you're not wrong. Again, this is a PA show, and my opinions means zilch. So, no, but I mean, come on, how do you not have Topper there though? He's been to the World Series, Dave. This is a fourth straight trip. But anyway, Philadelphia Wings, yes, where I got to hang out with my man Joe Hell. We'll be opening up Saturday, December 13th. I'm excited. The schedule came out. I'm excited. We all know the winter is approaching. The fall's approaching. You're going to. And by the way, if anyone is going to be in Voorhees tomorrow, me and my boys will be there tomorrow morning to watch the Fly Boys on open practice. I want to get a first look at this Flyer squad. As it has a little open scrimmage, I do want to check them out. 76ers. They're selling you the same story. I'm sorry. I love my 76ers. I'm going to watch them daily, but if I hear one more time that Joel Embiid's in shape, the only shape I buy that he's in anymore is a circle. I'm sorry. I love the guy. But again, since Eric Lindros, I'll keep on repeating it. He's been the most must-watch TV, and it sucked because after Eric Lindros' head injury, he wasn't the same player. Joel Embiid's not going to be the same player. You could tell me he's Superman, but the foot is always going to be a throbbing issue to him. And there's not a doctor, magic who could turn his foot back in time. He's older now. He's not going to get up down the floor like he used to. Um, Again, the Knicks, Cleveland, the up and comer teams, Indiana, OKC, like those teams have no names. Young guns. Storm took the NBA by storm. They don't need the old Eric Gordons. They don't need the old flashy names. Like Daryl Morgan, for whatever reason, is still believing the philosophy of bringing in old names are going to. And listen, I don't even know if that's a solid jersey sell. Like the NBA fans are too smart. Too smart. You need young players. Like OKC, can anybody, any casual NBA fan, name anybody on that team? No, they don't need it in a superstar. But anyway, that's my little rant. I do want to talk about this Wings team because me as a beat reporter for this team, it's gonna be my fourth time covering the squad, and really, and if you haven't yet, I highly suggest it. Believe it or not, Mike tends to hide it, but he's very, very knowledgeable in lacrosse. Don't let him fool you. But again, season opens up 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon, December 13th. It's their only Saturday. They only got two Saturday games this year. Uh, Opening day against Colorado, against Colorado Mammoth. And then it's the end of the year. I mean, everything else is a Friday and Sunday game, which is cool with me. I love Sunday games. But yeah, I want to go over the opponents. I'll give you my quick tidbits if it's a win or loss against Colorado. Um, Again, Philadelphia Wings though. Drafted Bo Columbus, who had 279 faceoff wins. So that's good. I mean, 279 faceoff wins. He's a real playmaker. Again, you have to dominate from the inside out. Paul Day, again, is trying to refurbish things. He realized Travis Batiste, who used to be part of this Philadelphia Wings team, and now without him there, you lost a bunch of faceoff battles, and that hurts you. And now you saw what Batiste did in the PLL, right? He just won the New York Atlas their championship. Why? Because it starts from inside out. It starts from the face-off circle on out. But anyway, I'm really hyped because I think they could take care of Colorado, and then they go against their nemesis up in Rochester against the Nighthawks. That's a Sunday night game too. I like that. It's like a prime time spot. I'm still gonna go Rochester. For some reason Rochester always has their number. Then they get to face their old Zach Higgins, their old goaltender. I think they could take it from Zach Higgins this time up there in Ottawa. Then they come back here against Rochester on week 4 on a Friday night. I like that. Week 5, they go out to Vegas to take on the Desert Dogs. That's a W. Then it's a home and home against San Diego for week 6 and 7. That's probably 2 L's. Ooh, and then you got the champions Buffalo in Buffalo on week 8. That's an L. Week 9 against Calgary out there. Man, a lot of road games too. 3 straight road games. They could take that one. That's me just being optimistic though. Week 10 against the Rush. Rush went on a storm. That would be my man Sean Slaw's team. I think they could take it from the Rush. Week 11, they could take it. They could beat Georgia. That's a win. That's a home and home against Georgia. They'll probably split that. Play Vegas after that, and then they can. I'm sorry, they got Fire Wolves. Wolves. Joe Head goes. I think the Flyers are going to be a lot better. I think the Flyers are going to be a lot better coming this coming year. I hope so. Still a big question mark at the goaltender position. This is, I think, a lot of people's eyes on the make it or break it year for Sam Harrison. Did they agree on the CBA yet? Yeah. Good question there, Joe. So I heard rumors from a good source that they had potentials of not bringing back the Philadelphia Wings. Like the Philadelphia Wings would have to move to another city up north because they're going to do this Xfinity X Mobile building that is now and go without it. So, look, I'm glad they got a deal done, and now they can. We're going to get the Philadelphia Wings here, and I can't wait to go cover it. Like a guy who's been a mediocre fan. Like people are like, "What? How did you get into lacrosse?" Like, go to a game. That's all I gotta say is go to a game, and you find yourself invested. Like to me, the Wings are going to be better this coming year. I don't. I hope I'm being optimistic. I hope so. I don't know what we're going to get out of Mitch Jones. I thought Mitch Jones, Joe, would be a better goal scorer than he is, and he's more of a facilitator. Joe Terrence seemed to be your consistent goal scorer, and you need. Well, then again, you get a lot of these guys though. You got to remember too, Joe. A lot of these guys are used to playing that outdoors game to a box game. It's totally two different worlds. Uh, Bleep it, okay, whatever that means. Um, you got to remember a lot of guys have a tough time with transferring their games from the PLL to the LNL because again you're playing box lacrosse compared to field lacrosse and it's different and some guys can adapt that game, some guys are finding a hard times doing it. Like it's there's nowhere to it's hard to make plays in the box lacrosse. You're getting checked in the boards like there's honestly an open field. Um, but like I said, you get another year. Brendan O'Neill, rather. Excuse me. We all know he could play. He's a playmaker. He just lost for Denver in the PLL in the championship game, but you get a taste of him. Like just the offense just needs to be a little better, and the defense too. I'm so glad that to see that Paul Day really zoned in on a face-off guy. He went for position and need. He didn't really go too crazy with offense. He just went defense. Joe, you've seen it. This defense looks lost sometimes, and now they got the kid. What's his name? Deacon Knott, who looks like he's going to be a decent goaltender for years to come. Thoughts on Clayton Kershaw announcing the retirement this coming? Yeah, man, it sucks. Um, Kershaw, 9 years, 9, 10 years in the league, and stayed with one team. Didn't go looking to go elsewhere, and yeah, it goes by in blink of an eye. Watching this guy again, been in multiple postseasons with the Dodgers. Gets one, the whole nine. Great. Listen, let him write a story in the sunset. Good stuff. I'm one of the best to do it. One of the best pitchers to ever play the game. Definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer. But again, and then the Philadelphia Wings will do what they did last year. They'll finish playing against the Thunderbirds. The Thunderbirds. Then they got Vegas, and then they finish at Vancouver. And then they got to finish against Vancouver. So again, a lot going on. Third TO, two Phillies. Phillies are up 3-2. Good to see. Good to see. Thanks, Dave. Again, like I said, it's gonna be curious. Do I see this team as a playoff team? I hope so. They start this Wings team started off real hot last year. Then for some reason they just hit a rough patch last year, and they just couldn't get themselves off the ground. And then they couldn't finish games. They would leave games in pockets of holes. I mean, there was so much. Again, turning Ian Rubel, I know it was his first time coaching this team last year, um, but still, I mean, an ugly season, ugly season. I mean, they started, like I said, the core of the season, they started real hot. Then they kind of flopped. They were trying to battle for a playoff position, but by then it was they were already too much in a hole. And I got again, like I said, I get a lot of heat for this. I still get heat 2 years later. Um, but that guy Paul Day, man, the general manager of this Wings team, he does, man. He tried to build a winning team. He tries to go out and try and give you the best brand of lacrosse. He wants to bring this town, and not just playoff lacrosse. He wants to bring this town a championship. I'll be at a lot of Wings games this coming year. That's good. That's good. That's good to hear, Joe. How come down there? I'm telling you, high pay, high pace, a lot of entertainment, a lot going on. I'm not just saying as a beat reporter for the team, but I'm trying to get people more involved because they don't know what they're missing. They have no idea what they're missing with this team. Um, but again, a lot going on. Again, like I said, a lot of stuff going on before I wrap up and get out of here. Um, like I said, I know my man Mike's producing the show. He's a old school lacrosse guy. I'm trying to motivate him to watch his game, watch some games, and hopefully he will. But hey, listen, that's no.
Yeah, I want to go. I want to go back.
Let
I,
me.
I, I'm looking. I just saw the on It's a Wrap our page when you put the schedule up. Yeah, that home opener looks like something I might be interested in going into. We might have to reach out to our friend Derek and see if he can get tickets for that.
Oh, he can hook up the lock hookup. He could do the hookup. That might have to be an Israel sports trip for sure. So I mean,
Count me
so
in.
all right, we'll book you in. So, but yeah, man, it's gonna be exciting times. You listen, the Wings are getting a wrap up here tomorrow. Again, I'm gonna do the handoff now. Mike's got you for the Penn State huddle again. Penn State. Oh no, they're off this week, right? No, they
Yeah,
got Oklahoma.
no, they are off this week. They are getting ready
No.
for the whiteout next week against Oregon, baby.
Oregon, that's right. Okay, so listen, they're off. But again, Sundays, we'll go right back to, and then we got the Phillies post game show coming up here in a little bit. Al's got you covered. The night Al, Al himself, he's got you covered. Then I'm back on the morrow. And then it's Matty B Sunday with Matty B. Again, we have a plenty. Our schedules are starting to fill in. If you are out there listening, think about maybe you want to become a producer. Maybe you don't want to be on screen. Maybe you want to be a producer. Let us know. Maybe you have the tools to become something here. But we are a up and coming powerhouse, and now it's not just Philly sports. We have branded across the state with our friends from there, with radio legends John Phillips, who runs the Steel City Post pre and post game show. Been doing Pittsburgh sports radio for 30 years. Him and Paul Hines. Those guys know what they're talking about. And my man Bill. And we got those guys doing Pittsburgh Sports Desk. There's a lot going on here, man. So again, take it easy, take it easy. Stay tuned. Al's got you covered from here on out. Guys, me, Mike. Mike, I'll see you Sunday, my guy.
I'll see you Sunday morning, buddy. Have a good one.
You too.